Hello and welcome. My name's Derek, and I sell physical media on eBay. I make videos about that kind of stuff. This is What Sold Video. Getting some morning jams. Gotta wear a jacket because the heat's still not working. It's alright. I don't mind being cool. Stop the music. Well, for what would otherwise be Saturday, Sunday, and I'm going to now 8:53. For me, the payout, which I try to can't always, but is what I could do, is list more and do sell similars and stuff like that. Oh, and speaking of, I figured out what the issue was. So if you watched the video, whichever one it was, that showed the error, you can't continue doing this, what have you. That's because I didn't renew my subscription. So I messaged eBay and Facebook the other day, and I'm like, well, I'll submit it to IT. I get a message this morning stating, hey, you need to renew your store subscription. So as soon as I renewed it, I went into, and I was like, well, that's something different I've done. Let's go into sales and see if that has anything to do with it. And sure enough, it fixed it. So I emailed, or I messaged eBay on Facebook. And they're like, oh, yeah, well, sale events apply to those people who have subscriptions. And if you did have yours renewed, it's like, well, it'd be nice if you guys had a pop-up that read, your subscription is not renewed. In order to continue doing this, you need to renew. And I said, you should probably have a suggestion like that. And I can't believe that I'm the only one who's ever. So there's that. Have definitely seen better 2 days. Oh, so yeah, you can list more and do sell similars and just stay active. But my goal is to have, if not right under or 1,000 and more week payout. So I'm striving for 1,000 a week payout. And that 1,000, if it was only 1,000 a week every week, it's enough to make a little bit of headway for the cost of living and everything up here. However, being that I really haven't gone out sourcing, those payouts are just accruing, but it's be able to spend a couple $100 on inventory, and just that addition of that stuff would equate to more money, more sales, and the payouts would be more. But I kind of, I don't want to say pick your poison type. Is like spend money and get a little bit back. Don't go out and don't spend and see how those sales turn out. So either way, I'm not in the negative from any of this. So it is, I have 20. So it's going to be a lot of bread and butter stuff. And that is why this stuff matters. That is why bread and butter adds up. So if there's 20 for 467, 23. And I can talk about them all I want, but I got to find them. Jackie Wilson, 45. Whispers, higher. Your love keeps taking me higher. So we know it. Well, I know that song. I don't know enough to sing it, but $11. D19. Leslie Circle, 23. So if you're new here, I round up or round down. That's 22.59, so I said 23. D21. Lake Placid, $12. 11.56. But that's not fair to all the other stuff. It is. Hold on. B1. All right, this How to Solve It book. So I got this at the Salvation Army in downtown Cleveland. And I haven't been up there in a while. So that reminds me. I got to go there before too long. I don't go there too much because it's the only store that's there. There's nothing else really. Like I got to drive 10 miles plus. 15 miles in about any direction besides north, because then you end up in Lake Erie. But in any direction to get to any other store. So it's like a satellite one in the area where there's way more people. That doesn't make sense. But yeah, 2148. Had that one for a little while. But that's what Terapeak is for, product research is for. You can type that up like, hey, I'm going to pay 50 cents for this. Has it sold before? Yeah, a couple have in 3 years. Well, if one sells within a year or two, I'm going to get my money back and make money on that. Bigger book, B8. Bigger, chunkier hardcover. I mean, it's about the standard size of a standard hardcover. But for me, for most books in comparison to this, but I get it because it would stand a chance to sell. This one sold for $50. 50. D2, Greg Russell's. This should be right here. It's Greg Russell's. This one's signed. And so I sold one before. If you were to look this up, Greg Russell's Road Trip Survival Kit, or however you got to look it up, there's not many. There's only a couple that have sold. One being one that I had sold, and this one. But this one is signed. And so, I mean, surprisingly, it sold pretty quick. 23. My cat Bruce wants out. He's scratching at the door. It's a little warmer, not by much. D15, Monster Mash. Do the monster. The Monster Mash. Late one night, while the kids all asleep, going on about with the Monster Mash. Wow. Monster Mash, DVD, 29. So I do believe I did have to resurface this one. Yeah, it looks like I did. So brand new, these are over $50. But the Monster Mash is 29. Hey Bruce, why don't you? Meow. Okay. That was Bruce. Like Bruce Wayne. Andrea Bocelli, C24. Huh, that was nice. It was right there. Scratching at the door again. Andrea Bocelli, $11. He has a lot of stuff. I've sold a couple that are $30 maybe. Obviously new, but that one's open 2-disc. So Andrea Bocelli, I typically wouldn't look up unless it was new or multi-disc. National Lampoons, $12. So on average, I'm paying $1.50 an item. Some could be 30 cents, some can be 10 cents, some can be $3. But on average, I'm going to say probably $1.33, just to kind of keep that right in there. D4, Thomas. Let's find Thomas. Don't say I didn't warn you. Friends, it's great to be an engine. It's great to be an engine. $12. So that's when I got a handful of Thomas from. Well, I'm not going to open the door, but if you hear the train, there's that. C38. This is an interesting one for sure. Yeah. All right. So this is when I'm going to bring Flipper up, because I'm curious on what this is. An X library, right? I had it for a little while. I did have to resurface it. It's not like the super best. Actually, it is really clean. I did resurface it. I know I had to. It still has a little bit of marks on it. So if I just scan this, actually, that's why we're at the. I'm gonna bring Flipper up here. So the side right here is tucked in because it's an X library, right? So it's chopped down a little. You have to make sure you're in the correct category. So this is Greta Van Fleet, Black Smoke Rising, 4-track. All right, so this is coming up. Shows great flip. And it's going to show 2 sold, $62.99, which is this one, and another used one for $67. If you sold this on Amazon, it's showing this CD doesn't have an Amazon. So this is where people are like, you can get every single media item on Amazon. There's a lot that are not on there. A lot. And it's, I don't know why. I'm not going to speculate. I don't deal with Amazon. I did before and never going to again for selling wise, ever. But $63 for an X Library 4-track of Greta Van Fleet. That's the kind of just the point of it's X Library. Nah, I'm not going to bother. It's X Library. Nobody wants artwork that has that. Nobody wants a disc that has writing on it like that. No. If there's a barcode, if it can be looked up, that's my starting point. Look at X Library. You're going to get less, for sure. However, if the only options for a buyer is an X Library for $65 or another used one for $100 or a brand new one for $200, and eBay is the only place where you can find them, what do you think people are going to do? Gotta think way more above and beyond of just, it's Greta Van Fleet, it's X Library, nobody wants it. You gotta go way above and beyond that. Think, why are people even buying things? It's not like they need most of these things. They want them. So if you have the options, yeah, especially if it sells fast enough, it really doesn't matter where you price it. If it sells fast enough, eventually yours will sell. Some people don't want to hold on to stuff that long. Some people want to, like I do sell similars and bring it down a couple bucks each time, or a handful, depending on the price it's at. It roughly falls at about 5% less than of what it was listed at before and how I reprice. Here's another good one, actually. Brandy. So this, what is it, best of Brandy? Very best? Best? The best of Brandy, Brandy's biggest hits. Right? So she was starting singing pretty much around 90s maybe. So this is one that was just sealed, right? I was like, all right, well, I mean, it's an R&B soul, whatever she is exactly. I scan it, and it comes up. It's 50, 60, 70 bucks. It was just with the rest of the CDs that are on a shelf. And I grabbed because it's sealed. I didn't grab it because it's Brandy. I grabbed it because it's sealed. And it has a little remainder cut on it. But 50 bucks. Now, back down to pretty much bread and butter. Supertramp. My boy Ramsey just sold something from Supertramp or listed a record or something. T2, Ramsey over at I Found You to Flip. Man, that guy's got listings for years. When he opens the door where he's at, he's got listings he has to do for years. T2, Supertramp. The Supertramp cassette, 16. So I looked. Looks like I have at least one more sealed Supertramp. I mean, I have a bunch of sealed cassettes still. They are dwindling. I'm waiting for those nice, chunky $800,000 ones to sell. D30. I have it. No one else has that. Like the Pink Floyd, the first press. No one else has that cassette on eBay. It's the first. It's not the Harvest. The non-Harvest, whatever it is, Atlantic or whatever, whoever makes it. Wish You Were Here, Pink Floyd, a 4000 or a 4XT, like the better of the cassette, sealed with the little paper label on the case. You know, it's listed like $1,200. So no one else has it, and it has sold for right a little less than that before. But if I'm the only one, I'm sure I can hold that price. It'll probably sell for $1,000. I'm waiting because that would definitely come in handy. Like every item that you have that you want to sell. D30, the Lego thing. And this Lego Universe. Sealed. $11. Again, it's just another one of those that's in with the DVDs. It's not anything major, but it's a sealed game and mostly it's Lego. T5. Friends. And this one I've had for a while, kind of surprisingly. It's a Friends soundtrack, sealed cassette, reprise. Had it for a while. D30. Last of Summer Wine, season 25-26. Last of a Summer Wine, 25-26. $16. So I got these out in Avon. Probably 20 different Last of the Summer Wine. And there I think they were six for $5 or 5 for $5 or something like that for DVDs. They'll run that sale a lot. So when I make that route, I can come back with 50, 60 things. And for the viewer, I forget who it is, who commented, I think it was yesterday's sourcing video. Yeah, when the weather breaks and I'm going out pretty much every day, if not 4 out of the 7 days out of the week, you know, and if I'm going to longer routes where it's anywhere from 5 to 8 or 9 stores, I'm coming back with 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 of stuff, all within 6 hours of travel time. And then some things I will list that upcoming morning, and then get pictures of them. Might get some a little later on the day or however, but I'll do some listings earlier in the morning and get that done, and then just have a whole other thing of box of books kind of, you know, adding up, or DVDs adding up, cassettes, whichever. When they get 20-25 of that one category, I will get pictures of those. That'll be that listing. Then the rest will just kind of remain and keep adding up. And then I'll just grab another 20-25, get those done in the morning, and I'm out going to more stores when the weather's nice. All right, that. D12, Thomas and Friends. Engines to the Rescue. So this is a different Thomas. $30. 30. I think there's a couple more. Yeah, 3 more. C34. Just in there. This I've had for a long time. This might be it right here. It is Beachhead 2002. I guess there's ones with different artwork and stuff that are worth more, or maybe this one's worth more, or maybe they were selling for a lot more. I do not remember at all. I've had it for that long, but $19. Something I've had for a long time that eventually sold. Yeah, that's definitely then something I have for a long time, and it gets called, and I get nothing for it. That's been so long. I probably paid $1 or $2. I don't remember. Glad you asked, though. C48. Charlie Hayden. Charlie Hayden and Christian Esquade Gianti. That's why sometimes you got to read just the whole title so you can see the few words that are on the spine. But this right here, 14. I think I got that from the business place where I got most of all those really, really awesome seal cassettes. Business estate sale. Yeah, something like finding that there for the way on how I did, I guess would be kind of a not really once in a life, because I'm sure throughout the years, I could probably find another big music collection like that. But for just randomly saying, you know what, I got to start looking, and this is back in October, I got to start looking for winter inventory. So I jump on Facebook and I start just searching for people that are selling collections or lots and stuff like that. And then this estate sale came up, but the picture of that was for the video that was on Facebook was all records. I'm like, maybe they have other stuff. I start watching, and then there was this big box, like a couple big boxes of CDs. I didn't even see the cassettes; those were hidden in the picture. No, I don't think intentionally. I saw some, a couple VHS, some 8-tracks. I had no idea what's in them, and the box of CDs. And the guy told me, and the CDs, I don't remember. It was like 300 or something. But the 8-tracks and the CDs, he said $50. And then my wife is back, and I would have seen them, but she was back right there. She's like, "Did you see these boxes of cassettes?" I'm like, "No." And so I just start kind of sifting through them, generically. Like, there's a bunch of sealed ones in here, and even if I pay 50 cents each, I'm going to get my money out. There's going to be a bunch of junk ones, but I'm going to get my money out of it. I had no idea what was in it until I came home and put it on the table and made that sourcing video, which, is linked right there. That was a fun buy. And I am still reaping the rewards of it. Where are they going with all that? Oh, yeah. So that. All right. Here. To me, probably the best Red Hot Chili Peppers album. Stadium Arcadium. $11. And I'll find this again, and it will replace whatever the CDs that I have in my car now, and I'll listen to them again, and then I'll list another one of these, and I'll sell, and I'll have free music, and so on and so forth. So the radio is good. When we lived down in Portage County, where Kent State is, that area, there's a local radio station that reaches out pretty far for what it is. But it was 88.9, and V-Rock, alternation. There's different names, but it is pretty much an indie type rock, most all-encompassing rock, new up-and-coming indie stuff. And a lot of them, more common stuff, but spam call. So anyhow, it's a half an hour video. It is, again, 20 for $467. I'm going to be doing a little something today. We'll see. But that's going to wrap that one up. Like what you heard, like what you saw, like what you learned. X-Library. If you're out and about, no matter, if you're looking at secondhand stuff, you're going to most likely find an X-Library something. If it has a barcode, definitely easier. A lot of times they'll cover the barcode up, but if it has a barcode, definitely easier. With the flipper, there is not a barcode, or you cannot access the barcode for whichever reason, take a picture of it. Now, you can do the same thing with eBay, but that results way differently than with what Flipper does. You take the picture, and it will show you listings on both those sites, eBay and Amazon. I don't deal with Amazon. I'm just saying that's what it does as well. So that would definitely help. But X-Library, no, nobody wants an X-Library because it's been used over and over again. It's got library. People buy that stuff up. You're not going to get as much, but isn't something that's not as much better than zero? Tell me, think you going up? Comment down below. Subscribe, share. It was all free. They help me. We're helping everybody.